Seriously, why every time when I'm about to record my video, my neighbor's dog starts to bark? I mean, seriously, man, what is your problem against me? Do you not want me to make videos? Ugh. "2017, or as I like to call it, the year of movies. I mean, we've already gotten some great movies like Logan, Fast 8, and some upcoming movies as well, such as Thor Ragnarok, Spider-Man Homecoming, Wonder Woman, and so on. But if there's one movie that is coming out this year that I just really don't care about, it's Transformers 5. Now, before I continue, I just want to say for all the Transformers fans, I'm not hating on you guys. Plus, I know your struggle. I mean, come on. Imagine how I felt when Avatar: The Last Airbender got its movie, which sucked horribly. Fantastic Four. I mean, come on. I love that team from Marvel. They're really cool. And then when the movies came out, I mean, at least the two movies we got weren't that bad. But then the reboot came and it was just terrible.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
So yeah, I know how you guys feel. But I'm just going to talk about today the main issue for these Transformers movies in general, and what I really don't like what they're going with. Now, of course, I know there are many issues with the Transformers movies, but I'm going to talk about the one main issue that I believe really hinders this whole franchise. So to tell you guys about my background with Transformers, I'm gonna start like this. Of course, it's obvious that I'm a geek. I really love comic books, and the two main franchises that I know the most is, of course, Marvel and DC. And I know a little bit about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You know, turtles were exposed to ooze, which was from another dimension, and they transform into mutants. But out of all the franchises in general, Transformers I know of the least. I mean, hell, I didn't even watch the TV show that many of the fans praise, which who knows, maybe I might get into it later on. But the sources that I usually have when it comes to Transformers stories and some of the lore actually come from some friends who know the lore themselves. So yeah, I really don't know about Transformers as much as a lot of people. So when I'm going to these movies, I really don't know what I'm expecting, and I don't really know much about Transformers. All I do know is that they're pretty much cybernetic aliens that are from a planet called Cybertron. There was a war between Decepticons and Autobots, and at one point they came to Earth, and then they saw some of our vehicles, and they kind of disguised themselves as some of our vehicles. I mean, tell me if I'm wrong. I should research this. Tell me if I'm wrong, but that's how I remember it. So, it's obvious that Transformers have many issues. There's the excessive explosions, there's the massive product placement, the stereotypes from the third movie. But the main issue I feel that's really hindering this whole movie franchise, it's the goddamn humans. Now, like I said earlier, these cybernetic aliens, the Transformers, Autobots, Decepticons, they're from Cybertron. That's a whole different planet in the universe. And we've never really seen it, except once, and that was from the very first movie, and that was from a quick flashback. Every time in these movies, the Transformers are stuck on Earth, and we're seeing the story through mostly the human's perspective. And the question is, why? I understand for the first and second movie, I guess, but afterwards, I keep wondering, why the hell are the Transformers still on Earth? Why do they need to team up with humans? Who cares? Go back to your planet. And before you ask, no, I didn't mean to sound like Trump for a second.
Wrong.
But seriously, what I mean is, let them go back to their planet and let's see the story from the Transformers' perspective. Every time we stuck with these humans, and it hinders the story because it feels like the Transformers are just dependent on the humans, and then the Transformers are the ones who's tagging along with them rather than the humans being on the sidelines. One major example is that in every movie in Transformers, somehow the history of the Transformers are linked with the history of humans. How? How every time you somehow link the history of two completely different beings all the time? Again, I get the first movie, it was a whole introduction for us to see, maybe the second movie, but afterwards, every time they keep coming to Earth because there was some plot device, some machine or some sort on Earth that the Transformers need to get, and then they need the humans to try and help them get it. Why? Why do you need the damn humans? Why? Even from the fourth movie called Age of Extinction, the humans were being assholes to the Transformers. Even Optimus Prime hated this and he left. And for some reason we're coming back in this latest movie that's coming out. I remember watching the trailer for this new movie, and I guess it was looking alright for a while, but then one scene that really annoyed me was this.
I want to stay, and I want to fight them.
Why? Little girl, you're not gonna do anything against giant robots. Now, I know you guys are probably gonna be telling me not to hate on this girl, and I'm not. Who knows? I really don't know her. Maybe she'll grow up and become a great actor. And heck, it's not even her fault. It's the scriptwriter's fault. Why would you make her say this line? It just seemed stupid to me. Then again, she'll probably just befriend an Autobot, most probably Bumblebee, and somehow help fight against the Decepticons. Somehow. And either way, it just sounds stupid to me. And I don't understand. Michael Bay, the director, is always bringing the Transformers back on Earth and always making us see things through the human's perspective. But why? Every time you're just going through the same thing in every movie. I'll tell you the basic plot for every Transformers movie. The Autobots are on Earth, they meet up with a bunch of random humans, they need to find some sort of device that will help protect them and help fight against the Decepticons, and the humans decide to tag along, and the movie somehow makes the humans helpful. I remember in the last movie, Age of Extinction, there was this one guy, forgot his name, and he died. Which was actually not a bad scene, actually. Because every time I keep wondering to myself, how are all these humans living? They're going through a lot of crap. At least one of them's gonna die. And one did. But it wasn't impactful at all because we don't care about the humans. We care about the robots. Who cares about the humans? I remember at one point I actually read a comic for Transformers online and I was enjoying it. It was actually really interesting and seeing a different world full of machines. Why can't they just do that in the movies? Hell, you're already using a bunch of CGI and a bunch of money and product placement just to cover the whole bill. Why not bring them all to Cybertron? Come on. From the trailer, I saw the basic formula that Michael Bay has been using for every Transformers movie. And I'll never understand why he keeps doing it or when he will stop. It's pretty obvious whenever you take characters who are usually in different worlds, whether it's a mythological world or a fantasy world in general, and you decide to make a movie and bring them to Earth, it always takes away from the experience because this is Earth. We know Earth. We want to see something different and something interesting, to see a different world, to see a different background, and have a whole different experience. Hell, take SMURFS for example. I already know one famous YouTuber who loves SMURFS. Personally, I don't really know about them much, but still, he loves SMURFS. And he was annoyed every time when the SMURFS decided to come to Earth in the movies that were shown to us previously. And then now we finally get new SMURFS movies that's animated and stuck in their own world, and it's more enjoyable than the last two movies. But who knows? I'm not a fortune teller. Maybe the movie might surprise us. Maybe it'll be actually good. But again, I really don't want any more Transformers movies at this point. Seriously, 5 movies? Then again, we do have Fast 8, but at least they were consistently good. Except for the third movie, which was Tokyo Drift. Anyways, that's my major opinion about this. The humans just really hinder the story. But what do you guys think? Do you agree with what I said? And do you guys have some other reasons as to why you don't like the franchise? Or even why you like the franchise? Who knows? Because I know some people enjoy some things about the movies, which I can't blame them. Sometimes the fights are good if they're done right. And will you guys decide to see this movie? Personally, I really, again, couldn't care less about this movie. I don't even want to go see it. But again, who knows? This is Magnet, and I'll see you guys next time.